What's up, VC? It's your old buddy Dom, returning. What's up? I've been really trying to get to the spirit and the creativity going, the juices, the inspiration to make a new video. I have been watching and sort of processing, and of course listening to records, although it's been a little quiet on that front. Sort of life has been happening, as I've been saying. So I have a whole lot of records I haven't gotten to, and that's what this whole pile of records is that I'm about to show. It's going to be sort of quick today, because this is a pile of records that I've sort of bought as a whole from Angry Mom Records, essentially. And I've been just putting them aside to process and listen to it at a later time, but I'm very excited about them. It's probably come from one of the greatest in I've been working at the store about 8 years, 8.5 years, and this came from a retired gentleman, private collection, about 2,000 or 3,000 records, and probably one of the best collections I've seen that's come to the record store. This record store, Angry Mom, and really cool old dude. He was into radio and sort of broadcasting, and he had lots of sort of old time machinery and was really into sort of audio, and it was cool talking with him. I was there on behalf of the record store with the owner and our other coworker Adam, but it's always cool to be on those sort of digs and sort of get to know a really unique individual. Ithaca does have a bunch of unique people here and some unique records, and that's what this pile is. So this is, we've had a lot of great collections come through the store, but this is the biggest volume I've ever probably bought from one specific place, other than maybe that avant-garde jazz collection, but that was sort of a premium. These were all pretty reasonable, not cheap records, but not too crazy expensive. So I'm going to tell you about them just briefly, because this is sort of my entry point back in. And yeah, how's everybody doing? We're listening to Holger Czukay and his second solo album, On the Way to the Peak of Normal. I'm particularly interested in this version, or this era, when Can had broken up, and Jackie Lee Bazith, Czukay, and we're collaborating with Connie Plank, as they are on this record. You have Jaw Wobble on bass on this, and Czukay doing a lot of the instrumentation: vocals, guitar, organ, vocoder, bass, French horn, flute, radio, mouth organ, congas. So this is him on guitar, and you have Connie Plank doing a little bit of instrumentation on this too, and Jaw Wobble. It's mainly just Czukay and Jackie Lee Bazith on drums. Jaw Wobble plays bass on one song. But yeah, okay, no, there does list some other people. Uwe Fanke, guitar, Ule Pish, Jürgen Volter, and Henry Ragg. So there was a band behind this, but they mentioned them. In any case, this is here's the inner sleeve. So this one I have listened to. Some of these I've listened to in the store, but a bunch of what's in here I haven't. So this is from, I think, 81. So this is a beautiful pile of records. The collection was a lot of ethnic music, folk music, krautrock, sort of ambient music, space rock, a lot of composers, some jazz. One of my favorite German composers coming from the krautrock, originally Rodelius. There was like 10 Rodelius records, and I have a bunch. So I picked 2 out of the pile out of the collection I was most into. This is on Sky Records from 1982. Hans-Joachim Rodelius, Fliegvogel Fliege, on the Sky label. This, like I said, I went through maybe, of the Rodelius records I saw there, like 6 of them, because the other ones I had, like no, that's Cluster. Anyway, I have the self-portrait trilogy by Rodelius, but this was excellent. Fliegvogel Fliege, kind of in the same sort of space that he'd been operating with at the time. This one's a little later, and definitely gets more into sort of the 80s thing happening, experimental, sort of minimalism, I suppose. Geschenk des Augenblicks, Gift of the Moment. This is on EG 1984. So I'm excited about those Rodelius records. This one I just sampled briefly. Has everyone? So we've done in the record store. We've done some A/B comparisons on the Eno EG records, EG editions that came out in the U.S. and the original UK's, and we came to the conclusion that the EG records, at least for the Eno solo albums, weren't very good fidelity-wise. Anyone else have that experience? I don't know. Anyway, this one's on EG 1984. Here's two records by an artist that gets plenty of attention to VC, passing away last year. These are the kind of things I would never buy on Discogs, just like waiting for my time to come through the record store, and they did. I have the main records by this artist, but these are the ones that I definitely wanted from the 1980s that maybe get overlooked or on first impression, but I think people are onto them now. I'm talking about John Hassell. Two different records. Here's another one on EG. Realism, Magic, aka Dobra Java. I have not even played this one yet. I've sampled this online because it was in my want list, but I haven't played this record at all. It's Hassell. I mean, yeah, Dan Lenoir's on this, cool, but all Hassell compositions with some Daniel Lenoir production. I didn't realize that, but recorded in Canada, as most of the Lenoir records are. So excited to dig into that. I always like to give the years if I can. 1983. And the other one on ECM. US press, or is it German press? I think this is the German press at Power Spot. Again, I bought these and I just sort of stashed them. They've been in this cubby of mine for like 2 months. And it's kind of like I would like to do sometimes. I look at a pile of records that I get from a place, and I think of them as a whole, and I sort of like put them aside for a minute. But yeah. This one features a lot of... Again, these records are all new to me, so I'm not speaking very eloquently about them. There's the man. The trumpeter. Yeah, this is the German press on ECM. These labels. Power Spot. It's nice to get these for nice prices and my discount, so that's fun. That's fun. This is a really cool one. If you've only been sort of paying attention to the Dream Theory and Malaya and the Fourth World music, you need to check out these later records too. Alright, another ECM, the Cadona. I didn't have Cadona 2. This is a US press. This was $5, so nice. Sleeve not in great shape, but whatever. So I had the other Cadonas. There's still some of these records in the store. I don't know if anyone's local to Angry Mom, but there's still a bunch of interesting stuff in this collection. This was like from July, we're talking. That's where I'm at. There were a few different records from Terry Riley. I decided to go with just this one, No Man's Land. Basically the soundtrack to the film of the same name by Alain Tanner. Riley doing synth, piano, vocals, and Krishna Bhatt on sitar and tabla. This was a cool one. It's the Planisphere label out of Switzerland. I love Terry Riley. I have a pretty good pile of Terry Riley records. There's those early ones. Wish they would get repressed, reissued. Love to have those. Don't have them. Tangerine Dream, Zeet. I had the other one, Zeet, and the other one that looks like this. I have that. I didn't have this one. Good early Tangerine Dream album. They're a band I appreciate, but I don't love. I always like to have their records. I have a few. I have, of course, Electronic Meditation. Love it. And But then everything else I'm good with, and I'm always happy to find them when I do. I never feel super urgent to grab them on Virgin. I didn't check what label, what year this is the first pressing out, but that's 1971. Nice gatefold. Nah, I'm sort of underplaying. I love Tangerine Dream. Great. So I add that to the Tea Dreams. Fantastic oud music. Middle Eastern. Hamza El Din. I have the Vanguard record. Didn't have this one, the Water Wheel. This one may be the best one. This is on the Explorer series, None Such. Pretty cheap record. You can find this. This is the one you see usually more than the Vanguard one, at least. I think there's a few. Was it 3 records? Dave's shown a couple. Voice and Oud. Absolutely mind-blowing. I love this record so much. This one I've heard. We'd had it in the store here and there. I just didn't pick it up. But got it this time. And what else? Some more. Pandit Pranath, Ragas of the Morning and Night. Beautiful. Is this Gramavision? What label is this now? This is from the early 80s. Yeah, Gramavision. Ooh, lost the label on that side. Beautiful Indian music. Insert here, so that's cool. I always like an insert. Inserts are nice. No, I'm talking like that. It's late at night here. Hope you can hear the crickets. Yeah, this is the only Noth record I have, and I'm happy to grab it. We haven't seen many of these. Every now and then we'll get a good dump of Indian classical, but never seen this one. We'll see a lot of the obvious ones, and so yeah, as soon as this one I saw this in a pile of records to clean, I put this one aside. This next one I was gonna pass on. I went back and forth on it, but I decided after checking it out and listening to it in the record store while working, like I needed to listen to it at home, and I brought it home before I bought it, and yeah, I'm into it. So Songbird Songs, John Adams. This is the different composer. There's the more mainstream classical composer John Adams. This is the other one. Some really good. This is sort of more, grounded in sort of earthy instrumentation and less sort of experimental, but just a nice LP. Chris Cole I was asking him about this one, and so it was good to get some perspective from Chris, as always. From 1980, the descriptive booklet is not included, but you have Ann McFarlane on piccolo and ocarina, Kevin Culver on percussion, a lot of ocarina, Michael Cook, ocarina, Tim Emery percussion, Scott Douglas, and John Adams all percussion. Nice, lovely cover. I screwed up taking the sticker off too quick. Look what I did. Stupid. Rookie mistake. On Opus 1. Great label. And last but not least, I'm going to say goodbye with this last one. And I already have another video recorded, actually, an artist feature I'm really excited about. So I'll release that later in the week, but I just wanted to start with this. Coming back. A John Fahey album. He had a bunch of Fahey, but I had all of the Faheys, but not this one. I decided to get this one. This is late 70s record. Is this an orchestra? No, yeah, it is the orchestra, one of the orchestra records. I dig the orchestra records. We had a big conversation about that in the shop, about, some of these late period Faheys and whether the orchestra ones were any good. And I really like it. It's nice to hear a change of pace for John. So it was interesting to see he had a lot of the 80s ones, which I listened to, the ones with the really awful covers. I think Stumpy had said he was a fan of those, and they're good, but I didn't find them treading a ton of new ground. The ones I got to track down are where he starts getting really out there and sort of noise-centric in the 90s, which some of them are out of print, or they're all out of print, but some of them are hard to find, some of them not too much. At some point I got to track those down, because that is some head scratching stuff, just to see John Fahey going completely into noise realms. Anyway, that's this wonderful pile of records. Just want to get this out there pretty quick, and no editing, be that as it may. Hope you like that Holger Czukay record. And look out for this artist feature that I'm going to have later this week. Take care, VC. I'll be speaking with you soon.